You know, nothing is wrong with emotions. It's just that emotions are bad leaders. Hear me. Uncontrolled emotions can wreck your life. If you don't manage your emotions, I guarantee your emotions will manage you. I want to explore what being an emotionally intelligent man is all about. You know, I'm mic'd up, so let's mix it up. Hey, what's going on, family? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope you're doing well. Well, we're back again. Thank you for joining us. Hit the thumbs up button on this video. We're talking about an emotionally intelligent man. How a man manages his emotions. Come on, family. Hit the thumbs up button on this video. Yeah, we're getting ready to have a courageous conversation. As you know, as you realize, as I'm sure you can ascertain with all of the things that are going on, that we can truly and clearly say that our mental health is our true wealth. Wealth really is of the mind and not just of the pocket. The core of really sound mental health transpires when men heal. As I've said before, you can't spell mental health without men heal. Come on, family, type emotions. Type emotions. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about EI. Talk about emotional intelligence. And here's the thing. We must be emotionally intelligent enough to engage in the process of inner healing. Loving ourselves, knowing our worth, and walking in wholeness, I need you to hear me, is not just for women. It's for us as men too. Counseling, therapy, it's not just for women. It's not just taboo. It's for us as men too. And here's the thing, an emotionally intelligent man is one who is an evolved man, is one who is a mature man, is one who is a manager of his emotions. He understands that here it is. Here it is that anger is just one letter away from danger. Doesn't want to do something permanent in a temporary situation simply by being impulsive emotionally. An emotionally immature man, on the other hand, is a danger to himself and is a danger to others in the process. That person's going to abuse himself. That person's going to abuse others. That person's going to move into a place of self-sabotage. That person's going to not corral his energy and use it positively. He's going to use it destructively. How do you manage your emotions, my brother? What do you do to manage your emotions? When you're angry, when you're upset, when you're disappointed, do you hit somebody else? Do you cuss somebody else out? Do you fuss at somebody? Or what are you doing to channel that energy? What are you doing to channel all that testosterone, all that rage, all that unaddressed anger? Do you put it into the place of going to the gym, push-ups, weights, cardio, jump roping, bench pressing, or you're allowing yourself to be depressed? Or are you allowing other people to press and push your buttons as if you're an elevator? Now they dictate how high or low you go. Are you channeling that energy into saying, all right, I'm going to now compete against myself rather than competing against other people? Let me put that into something that is creative. Let me put that into something that's going to be monumental for my life. I remember in my life one of a serious seminal moment where I had to exercise emotional intelligence without even knowing what that was. You know, now we're evolved in many cases, our language, we're evolved in what it is that we say in our terminology. I didn't know what emotional intelligence was at this time. This is the time that I was going through stage 4 cancer. It's a time in my life where my father wasn't there, where people had given up on me, where in many cases I had, to a certain degree, almost given up on myself. Going through chemotherapy, going through radiation, losing my hair, my self-confidence, my self-esteem, my will to live. I'm talking about the things that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. Yeah. That type of stuff. Where you're battling depression, mental discombobulation, literally wanting to throw in the towel, wanting to give up. And I had to look up. I had to look within. I had to believe that God would bring me out, appropriate His healing for my life. Thank God for a praying mama. I remember coming out of cancer. I don't even know if it was a year removed yet, much less 6 months. I'm in a convenience store. A guy who I recognized to a certain degree inconvenienced me. He knew of my ordeal with cancer. He knew what I had been through. Walks up to me. Doesn't give me the classic Detroit greeting. You know, Detroit, we say, Detroit, stand up, 313, what up, though? That's what we say. What up, though? What's good? I didn't get none of that. But no hi, with no hello. What's going on, bruh? What's happening? Nothing to that degree. This brother has the unmitigated gall, the temerity, to walk up to me and say, I thought you died. Huh? Come again? What? Brother walked up to me, didn't say nothing to me other than those words. I thought you died. Listen, y'all. Those are fighting words. Come on, family. Type, watch what you say. Watch what you say. Better watch what you say to me. Better watch what you say to other people. Better watch how you come at me. Somebody said, yeah, I'm hood and holy. So yeah, I'm a kid in the kingdom, but I'm from the east side of the kingdom. Those are fighting words. Listen, y'all. My fist started balling up. My blood started boiling. You know how you can feel that heat rage? Yeah, that heat going through you. That adrenaline rush. Listen, y'all, I was so angry. In that moment, I was getting ready to have a Will Smith, Chris Rock moment, and I wasn't going to be Chris. Oh, we was going to have our own Oscars before the Oscars. This was a long time before the Oscars. Something got a hold of me. Because I was going to go oops upside that brother's head. I probably would have had an assault charge. I used to fight when I was in school. Yeah, I get into fights as a kid. Stopped all that. My adult years. emotional intelligence, emotional maturity. But at that particular time, it seemed as if that was all thrown out the window. Something got a hold of me. Listen, it had to be the Holy Ghost. I released my fist, took a deep breath, and I said, as you can clearly see, I didn't die, I'm still here. Exercising emotional intelligence, not allowing people to push your buttons. That man tried to push my buttons. Do you hear me? And I was getting ready to go real low. With an uppercut that was going to take him high. Come on. By the grace of God, I was able to exercise emotional intelligence. And here's the thing. Sometimes you can be so impulsive. You can be so emotional that you're not rational. And you do something in a few seconds that now messes you up for years. Got something on your record. Got charged for something. Got incarcerated. Got locked up. Paying a fee and a fine. Whatever the case it is not fine. Simply because you allowed your emotions to get the best of you, my dear brother, my dear sister. It's about emotional intelligence. It's about emotional maturity. It's about deleting the text thread. Trying to give everybody a piece of your mind, but you're only just left with just a piece of your mind, but no peace of mind. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm telling you? And a lot of times these type of things are not taught to us. We learn on the back end, not on the front end. Who really sat us down and helped us to deal with conflict resolution, conflict mediation? Very few, if anybody at all. Life teaches you in two ways, mistakes and mentors, is what a mentor told me. I'd rather learn from the mistakes of a mentor than make my own. But in many cases, because we don't have mentors, because either we did not listen to the mentor, because maybe we didn't have certain people in our life, or if we did, we didn't have a receptive ear to listen. Hard head makes a soft behind. And we keep getting beaten. We keep getting whooped. We keep getting chastised by our own decisions. You're born looking like your parents, but you live or you die looking like your decisions. In that particular instance, somebody was coming at me crazy and negative. I decided to turn that negative steam into something that would power my dream. I bounced back from a setback. You don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water. You put it out. You walk away from it. You get out of Dodge. Because here's the thing. We always say stand up and be a man. But we never say stand down and be a man. Because we always got to prove something because we got an ego. You know what ego is? Ego, yes, as you get ego tripping. You're going to trip over the truth. You're going to trip over trauma and triggers. Ego is easing God out. Come on, family. Type, let the ego go. Let the ego go. Why are you trying to prove something to everybody else? Because they're trying to push your buttons, because they're trying to instigate. I know you ain't gonna let them talk to you like that. It's not what people call you, it's what you answer to. Did you hear what I just said? It's not what people call you. It's what you answer to that makes the difference for you. Let them call you everything but a child of God. The only thing I'm going to answer is the call of God on my life. I'm not answering to that. Block, ignore, delete. I'm going to complete my purpose because I'm in divine alignment with my divine assignment. We focus so much on brawn that we disregard and we ignore our brain. We ignore our mentality. We place muscles over mindset. And here's the thing. We've made it about our rage versus about our stage of maturity. Because here's the thing about emotional intelligence. Here's the thing about real maturity and masculinity and identity. Real masculinity challenges you to redirect that negative energy. Did you hear what I just said? Real, true masculinity says, I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. Pride goeth before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. You're falling now because you're trying to prove something to folks who disapprove of you anyway. You're trying to fit in where you don't belong. You're trying to fit in with folks who don't even like you anyway, who don't care about your future. How do I redirect that energy from confrontation into communication? How do I redirect that negative energy from confrontation into positive direction? How do I redirect that negative energy from confrontation into now taking positive actions? Because here's the thing, if you're going to stand up, that's how you do it. I always said stand up, be a man, but we didn't say stand down and be a man. But I can stand up as a man by simply redirecting the negative energy and putting that into something that which is positive. Yeah, you're trying to fight, folks. But do you really want to live to see the next day? Trying to give everybody a piece of your mind, but now you're losing peace of mind. It's affecting your mental health. And your mental health is your wealth. Emotional intelligence is connected to a healthy personal identity. Come on, family. Type healthy, healthy, healthy. Being healthy is about more than just what you eat. And I do want you to get your water intake. I do want you to eat your fruits and your vegetables. I do want you to exercise your body. But what about you exercising your mind as well? Healthy mindset, healthy heart set, healthy soul set, healthy spirit. When I'm feeding my spirit, when I'm feeding my faith and I'm starving my doubts. Now, what I've built up a spiritual reserve and a reservoir within me that says, listen, I ain't got to deal with this attack that's trying to come from the enemy. Why? Because the devil's under my feet, the devil's defeated. If the enemy is talking up here in your ear, he's too high. Put him under your feet. Why are you allowing the enemy to be all up in here, all up in your space, all up in your face? The devil should be under your feet because he's defeated. Negativity should be under your feet because it's defeated. Opposition should be under your feet because it's defeated. I'm trying to tell you the truth. Listen, this is a channel for change. This is a channel that creates change. This is a channel that breaks chains. Shout out to all my members in chat. I love seeing your badges, family. If you haven't got a membership, why don't you go ahead and get one? The link is in the chat. The link is in the description. Click that link. This type of conversation is why you need to be a member, why you need to join our amazing channel. Yeah, notice I said our channel. You need to join our channel. It's not just my channel, it's our channel. Go ahead, get a membership. You got 3 particular tiers: VIP, royalty, OQP. VIP, yes, you're a very important person, but you also have a very important purpose. Your royalty, your king, your queen. Your royalty demands loyalty. Then OQP, only quality people. I got some exclusive behind the scenes content. member discounts and deals. More is in store. Go ahead, check that out. Be a part of our growing YouTube community. And of course, hit the thumbs up button on this video. Come on. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Talking about emotional intelligence. Being mentally healthy. My mind and my emotions are interconnected. The Greeks defined the word heart as leb, which is in many cases the seat of your emotions. How you think about you will dictate the life that you live. How you think about you will dictate the relationships that you have. How you think about you will dictate how you act, much less how you react. Because to many cases, for many of us, we are a thermometer, not a thermostat. Come on, brother. Come on, my dear sister from another mister. We're talking about, especially, don't you as a woman want an emotionally intelligent man? Don't you as a woman want an emotionally intelligent man who knows how to manage his emotions? Hear me, brother. When she can't manage her mouth, can you manage your emotions? When she's trying to try you and talk to you any old kind of way, number one, that ain't a woman you want to be with anyway. That's not a woman that you want in your space, in your face. That's not the environment that you want to be in. That's not the type of woman that you want in your life. Hello, somebody. Get ye far away from her. Especially if you know who it is that you are. Well, I can tolerate it. Why even put yourself in that specific place? Why are you trying to tolerate? You need to be with people who's going to celebrate you. Well, that's just how they are. That's just how she is. No. It ain't no one size fits all. That's just what you're settling for. Get out of the place to where you just tolerate and get your mindset to a place to where you elevate. Stop being a thermometer and start being a thermostat. A thermometer reflects. A thermostat redirects and sets. See, here's the thing. Too many of us are reacting and we're not responding. You're so reactive. You're just a thermometer. You reflect any environment. You reflect any type of energy. You reflect any type of conversation. But what are you doing to set the atmosphere? Listen, I got a special message that's going to shift the atmosphere in your life right now. I want you to stick and stay. More conversation is on the way. Breakthroughs on the other side of this break. Trust me. Believe me. After these messages, I'm coming right back. Are you an author or aspiring author interested in building your book? Do you want to develop as a speaker and communicator? Listen, check out my array of solutions and systems like my bestseller book blueprint and successful speaker strategies. Explore my tailor-made programs designed to nurture your purpose and grow your greatness in order to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence. Visit us today at theeaglesacademy.com/store so you can soar. Yes, y'all. And we don't stop. Heed to those resources that you heard. Let's get back to the word. Family, type HTC. Having hard truth conversation. Having hard truth conversation. Stop being a thermometer and start being a thermostat. As a man, you're a leader. As a man, you're the head. As a man, you can be a leader without being a controller. As a man, you're a shifter of the atmosphere. Come on, we talked about that which is an alpha man, right? Beta man is just somebody who's just reacting. An alpha man is someone who is setting, who is responding, who is creating, who is cultivating, who is developing, who's got a backbone. Yeah, I'm emotionally intelligent enough to have a backbone. This is how I'm going to live my life. This is not what I'm going to resort to. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm not going to do. You want to act ugly? I'm not going to act ugly with you. You want to take the low road? All right, I see how you are. I'm going to take the high road. I'm not coming at you to be combative. Here's the thing. As a man, you got to have a place of peace. You got to create a space of peace for yourself. You can't create in chaos. Yeah, as a man, you need that time to be alone, to create, to develop, to orchestrate, to innovate, to strategize, to mobilize, to organize. Do you even have personal peace from within? How do you redirect that energy? What do you do to cultivate your healthy personal identity? Let's go a bit deeper so that we can go higher. Let's do it. Come on, family, type let's go higher. Let's go higher. A man is an emotional manager. He manages his emotions. Too many times a man, you're trying to manage her emotions. You're trying to manage their emotions. You're trying to manage everybody else's emotions. That's not your job. Your job is to manage your emotions. And hopefully they have emotional intelligence enough to be able to manage their emotions. There comes a time in your life where you have to stop blaming the external stimuli. There comes a time in your life where you have to stop blaming. Well, I'm just going through all this. I'm just going through all that. Certain things are just happening. And I'm just feeling this way. And it's just emotional upheaval, this, that, and the other. I need you to quiet your mind. I need you to develop some level of emotional stability. Listen, I know you want somebody who's sexy. I know you want somebody who's attractive. But do they have some emotional stability? And here's the thing, as you get older, emotional stability is sexy. It's attractive. Oh, yeah. I know you said she a dime, but is she worth your time? I know she said you're a dime. She's a dime. I know you think she's a dime. But here's the thing. Does it reduce the value of your mind to a penny? No, you don't just need a dime. You need a woman who's priceless. Worthwhile. What's the state of your emotional intelligence? What is emotional intelligence? Let's even go a little bit more deeper. Psychology Today says this. It defines emotional intelligence as a type of intelligence that is defined as an ability to monitor and regulate, here it is, one's own emotions to facilitate one's thoughts and actions. How are you managing your emotions? Can you regulate it? Can you monitor it? Can you manage it? I've got to be so in tap with how I'm feeling and who it is that I am and knowing myself to where I say, all right, I'm feeling this particular way about this particular situation. Why? I'm triggered here. What's the root cause of it? Versus just ignoring it, versus just numbing ourselves to it, versus just getting in self-sabotage as a result of it, versus just trauma bonding because of it. How do I facilitate my own thoughts? How do I monitor? How do I regulate my own emotions? Men who display emotional intelligence are able to recognize, they're able to interpret, they're able to respond not destructively, but constructively to emotions within themselves, and then also respond to the emotions of others. Here's the thing, in order to be emotionally aware, that's the thing. If you're going to be emotionally intelligent, you can't be emotionally intelligent if you're not emotionally aware. You can't be emotionally intelligent, much less emotionally aware, if you just thrown away your emotions. Well, now, just take the E off emotion. I'm just making motion. Stop it. I catch flights, I don't catch feelings. You better deal with your feelings constructively. You feel anger? You feel external stimuli? You feel happy? You feel sad? You feel joy? These are human emotions. Whether you want to pinpoint it or not, you're still feeling it. And here's the thing, if you don't deal with your emotions will deal with you. Well, it's just a hormonal imbalance. What are you doing to regulate the balance? Because here's the thing, how can you go through life for the rest of your life not taking accountability for your actions, much less your emotions, thinking that everybody's just going to put up with it and deal with it? I need to get the requisite resources to be able to be the best version of me that I could possibly be by taking accountability and walking in a place of responsibility, emotionally intelligent. I got to recognize, I got to regulate, got to manage my emotions. What did they say back in the day? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And not only are people wrecking themselves, they're wrecking relationships, because they'll say something in a few minutes that now negates what you thought was built for years. Words don't have a receipt. Can't get no refund on it. You can just only hope that somebody forgives you for it. But just because they forgive you doesn't mean that they have to keep you in their life. That's a boundary that they can exact. That's a choice that they can make. What are you doing with all of the toxicity that you experience internally, to where in many cases now it becomes rage? I don't eat this much anymore. I'm more of a salmon and a baked chicken guy. More so on the salmon side. But I remember my pasta days. I'd boil my pot of spaghetti, breaking the noodles down or whatever the case may be. The pasta strands, spaghetti strands, whatever. You toss them in the boiling water. And then you're putting the top over it. And sometimes I'd be walking around my house doing a couple other things. Might fold up some clothes, might run upstairs, might be looking at the TV. And then you just forget, oh, I was absent-minded. I left the pot of spaghetti on the stove. Oh boy. Running, dashing back to the kitchen. And all of a sudden you see that steam and water is oozing and is making the pot, the top of the pot, going crazy, making noise, topsy-turvy. You say, oh my goodness, I better get a hold of this thing before this thing get a hold of me. And to a certain degree, that's how it is for us emotionally. We've never let off the cap of what it is that we have experienced to let off the steam. And now here it is. We're boiled all the way down. Life for us, hear me, it has reached a boiling point. Because nobody showed you, nobody talked to you about what you do with the rage and the anger, and how to transition and to transpose, and how to constructively deal with that which in many cases can be destructive against you. So rather than hitting the bag at the gym, now you hitting on a person. You kicking and you screaming. Lord have mercy. I hope you're not kicking and screaming at a person. Managing your anger so your anger doesn't manage you. What are you doing to take the top off of the pot? What are you doing to deal with the things that bring your life to such a boiling point? Proverbs reminds us of this. He, there it is, as a man, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. You're easy prey if you don't have a boundary. You're easy prey if you don't know how to manage the emotions in your life. You're like a city that is broken down and without walls. Broken down in your spirit. Broken down in your mindset. Broken down in your heart set, in your soul set. Broken down to where you don't even walk in your purpose anymore, because the strongest man is the one who can rule his spirit and his emotions. The strongest man is not the one who can dominate somebody else. The strongest man is not the one who can put his hands on a woman. Don't do that. That shows that you're not an emotional manager. Strongest man is not the one who can get into a fist fight with his brother. Don't do that. Doing permanent things in temporary situations, the strongest man is the one who can rule his spirit and his emotions. Air is thick. The tension is tight. Let me take a reprieve. Let me go away from this situation. It's combustible. I'm not even able to control my emotions right now in this particular situation. I gotta cool off. That's real talk. That's real conversation. That's you looking square at yourself and say, as a man, I'm a manager. You can't even spell manage without the word man. Mature, assertive, nurturer. Maturity. When I was a child, I spake as a child, understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things, the childish anger, the childish rage, the childish impulsivity. Because hear me, a lack of control makes you a dangerous man. you got to have some self-control. Come on, family, type self-control. Self-control. Got to exercise a level of self-control. The character traits of an emotionally intelligent man is about being productive, is about productively managing your emotions. It's being confident. It's being competent. It's displaying empathy. I need you to hear me on this. As men, we must adopt a sound recognition to be able to interpret and to respond constructively and productively to our emotions. Come on, family, type manage your emotions. Manage your emotions. Manage your emotions. Number one, to manage your emotions. And I think I've already given you probably about 100 of them, but let me clarify it and quantify it and boil it down to its granular level. One is that you have to develop healthy boundaries. Develop healthy boundaries. Come on, family, type that. Number one, develop healthy boundaries. Family, we're having a super conversation. Drop a super chat. Drop a super sticker. Thumbs up this video. Come on. I'm helping you to grow your greatness. Help me to grow my channel. It's been an explosion of inspiration, of information so far, of empowerment. An emotionally intelligent man understands this, the power of boundaries. Because emotionally intelligent people accept that they are a part of a healthy relationship. Am I creating a healthy ecosystem? If the ecosystem isn't healthy, if the ecosystem is toxic, why am I a part of it? Boundaries are blessings, not barriers. Boundaries communicate the level of how you want to be treated, but also how your desire is to treat others. Healthy boundaries are a barometer for behavior. You can't set boundaries that you don't have. Let me say that again. You can't set boundaries that you do not have. And here's some questions that you have to consider. Here's some questions that you have to consider as a man. Here's some questions that you have to consider as an emotionally intelligent human being. What are you available for? What are you not available for? I want you to think about these questions. How have men in your family allowed themselves to be treated? Yeah. How have men in your family allowed themselves to be treated? How were you treated? By the women in your family? How were you treated by the men in your family? How did you see those men being treated? How did the women talk to those men in your family? You ain't no good. Get on out of this house. You don't do nothing. Calling him everything but a child of God. And now you grow up as that boy. Maybe your father was not in your life. And so now maybe you're hearing possibly from your mother, your grandmother, don't be like your father. Or now, because you may be the spitting image of him, you just like your father. And it's a negative, terrible connotation. And because maybe you look like that particular man, now you're treated as bad as he was treated. Or disregarded like he was. Or because he didn't step up to the plate and become accountable and responsible. Now you're feeling the ramifications of it. I need you to hear me. Based upon how we have been treated and what has been the foundational element of what we experienced in our lives, now in our adulthood, we feel that I guess that's how I should be talked to. I guess that's just how people are. I guess that's just how women are. I guess that's just how men are. The unhealed ones, yes. But there's a healed woman for you, brother. There's a healed queen for you. I believe I'm talking to some healed queens right here, even on this YouTube channel. How did those men treat people, whether they were treated positively or whether they were treated negatively? What did you grow up seeing? What beliefs and behaviors have you taken on from your family dynamic? By you creating boundaries, by you creating standards and living by certain principles, who might you upset? What might you lose? Who might you lose in your life while holding on to those boundaries? These are some questions that we have to ponder. These are some things that we have to be metacognitive about. We got to think about what we're thinking about. Why? Because as a man, you must live a principled life of standards and structure. I don't care what everybody else is doing. Care what he's doing, what she's doing. What are you doing? As a man, you must live a principled life with standards and structure. Who says, I cannot be moved off center. Not going to allow your negative attitude to move me off center. Not going to allow your disposition to move me off center. Why? Because this is bigger than me. I'm protecting my mental peace. I'm protecting my mental health. I am an emotionally intelligent person. I'm not reacting to you. I'm responding. Not reacting to what you're doing presently. I'm responding for my future. Boundaries gives you standards in order to exercise strength. Boundaries, what they do, are not about controlling other people. Boundaries are about getting control of your life. As a result, wisdom will be your portion. As a result, relationships will transform you for the better. Well, I'm a principled man. I got standards. I got structure. I got all these particular things. I have good, healthy, emotional intelligence. She got attitude because of how I do particular things. Well, could it possibly be that maybe she sees that you're not a man that she can control? Ooh, hello, somebody. Maybe she sees that you're a man that she cannot manipulate. Maybe she sees that you're a man that, I can't gaslight him with my narcissistic behavior. Narcissists are not men, not just solely men. Come on. Ooh, it's tight, but it's going to be all right. Woo-wee. You can cut the tension with a knife. Narcissists are not specifically gender-based. Narcissist, it's a human response based on a particular person. Could it be that some people can only love you at the level that they can control you? Oh, yeah. Oh, I love you. I love you so much. You love them to the level that you can control them. And when they stop doing what it is that you desire for them to do, what happened to the love? Where is the love? That's what the song said. Where is the love? Where is the love? Right. I was on low now. Where'd you go now? Can't find you in the daytime with a flashlight. Your level was connected to control. Your level of love was connected to control. And here's the thing. That's not really love. That's not it. An emotionally intelligent man is not a manipulative man. An emotionally intelligent man does not allow himself to be manipulated either. Emotionally intelligent man is not a gaslighter. He's not going to allow himself to be gaslit either. He develops healthy boundaries. He's also able to acknowledge when he is wrong. One of the hardest things for us to do as men is to admit our faults, to admit our shortcomings. So what do? We try to cover it. Try to cover our mishaps and our mistakes with ego and pride and bravado. Easy to deflect the behavior, easy to blame shift, easy to point the finger at somebody else. But here's the thing, when you point the finger at somebody else, you always got more fingers pointed back in your direction. Emotionally intelligent men are empathetic. Two types of men in life. You got learners and you have complainers. It's a fork in the road. Never the two shall meet. Polar opposites. Learners and complainers. Men who take responsibility for their lives are more likely to become better fathers. Men who take responsibility for their purpose and for their life are more likely to become better fathers and leaders and husbands and team players. Cultivators and industry innovators, movers and shakers. You have to surround yourself, my brother, with men who are brave enough to acknowledge their wrongs, to acknowledge their shortcomings, who are willing to commit to learning and improving from their mistakes. Got to surround yourself with men who are willing to apologize. You got to surround yourself in a healthy relationship with a woman, or if God bless you with a wife who's willing to apologize. Yeah. As a man, you can't be the only one who's accountable. As a man, you can't be the only one who's responsible. As a man, you can't be the only one who's willing to apologize. Because now you're the one walking on eggshells. Is she willing to apologize? Anita Baker can't be the only one who's going to apologize, brother. Yeah, you know that song, I Apologize. I don't know. Has there been another vocal songstress like her who has written a song about apology? Send me the playlist, please. Put it in the chat. You ain't marrying Anita Baker. Hope you are going to connect with a woman who's a mover and a shaker, who's willing to say, you know what? I messed up on this situation. This is XYZ. Let me take accountability. Let me apologize. Come on, family. Type accountability. Emotionally intelligent man develops healthy boundaries, assumes responsibility through accountability. He's not a complainer, he's a learner. And here's the thing, in relationships, nobody is going to be 100% angelic. People are going to mess up. I was talking to a couple, been married 40 plus years. They said the reason that we've been able to stick together this long is, one, is that we started off building a foundation as friends, but secondly, we forgive each other. She said, when he messes up, he apologizes. When I mess up, I apologize. Why? Because we want to get back to center. We want to rectify our wrongs. That's what it's about. You're gonna live. If the relation's gonna live, you gotta forgive. Gotta do it. Here's another one. Here's another one for you. Healthy, intelligent man is willing to do this. He's willing to go to counseling and therapy. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Come on, family, type counseling and therapy. An emotionally intelligent man is willing to go to counseling and therapy. I need you to hear me. It's a cautionary tale if a man refuses help when it's clearly needed. And generally, we only want help when we're on our last leg. I hate to say it. Us as men, we don't even want to go to the doctor. The statistics are startling. We got to do better with checking ourselves. Got to do better. I had to learn the hard way. Because when I was dealing with my ordeal with cancer, I was having chest pains for 2 to 3 weeks on end. I mean, it felt like somebody was stabbing me in my chest. But this is what I did. I didn't say a word. Why? Because I was socialized. I had ascertained that us as boys, much less men, we don't talk about the pain that we deal with. Pain is weakness leaving the body. And so what did I do? I decided to suffer in silence until I was on my last leg, dealing to a certain degree with my last few breaths. Wheezing. Trying to catch my breath in order to breathe. Now, if I'm feeling anything these days, you can't get me off the phone with a doctor, much less in the room. I got him on speed dial. But look to the angles of what I had to go to learn that lesson. It's a sad indictment on us. Oftentimes, us as men, we refuse help because we've been so socialized to see that help as weakness, when in many cases, the strongest one of us is the one who's willing to seek help. You're not weak because you're seeking help. You're strong because you're going to get it. Are you getting what I'm saying? Come on, family, type help. Man is willing to seek help. An emotionally intelligent man is willing to seek help through counseling and therapy. Bible says, again, in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Counseling and therapy cannot be seen as taboo. It's for me and you. But in order to seek help, in order to get therapy, in order to go to counseling, this is what you got to do. You got to let the ego go. If you're going to grow, you have to let the ego go. And here's the thing. As men, we got a level of ego. But do I have such a level of ego that is stifling my growth? That is stifling my relationships? That is stifling my personal, interpersonal relationship and my growth? That is stifling my mental health? Because I just want to try to hide my pride. I got to get rid of it. So proud, so puffed up, that you refuse to let the ego go. Because the pride and the ego is a wall, it's a shell, it's an impenetrable force. Because you feel like you're a force to be reckoned with. I wish that somebody would try me. I'm the man up in here. But are you a mature, assertive nurturer? That's a real man. Real man is willing to say, all right, this is an issue right here. This is an addiction that I'm dealing with. This is something that I'm struggling with. The healed boy in me, the hurting boy in me still has not been healed. My relationships seem to be in disarray. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I seem to not have the answers of what it is that I'm experiencing, what I'm dealing with. Some things that I need to remedy. I have to let the ego go. A man who is not emotionally intelligent will start blaming others when receiving any form of criticism. Why? Because he feels as if criticism is an indictment. Feels as if criticism is an assault on his masculinity. Come on, family, type let it go. It's the time to let it go. It's the time to create healthy boundaries for yourself. It's the time for you to get to the place in your life where you're willing to be accountable, to admit when you're wrong. That accountability also goes into the place to where now I'm seeking help to remedy what is the malady that's in my life. It's time for you to become that healed man. You owe it to your relationships to be that healed man. You owe it to your relationships to be an emotionally intelligent man. You owe it to you to be an emotionally intelligent man. You owe it to you to manage your emotions. You leaving it up to the woman to manage your emotions. It's not her responsibility. You leaving it up to your wife. You're leaving it up to your baby mama. Leaving it up to your homeboy. Leaving it up to your children. Leaving it up to everybody else to try to manage your emotions, but you won't do it. Come on, now is the time for you to be the healed man. Now is the time for you to be the restored man. Now is the time for you to be the evolved man. Now is the time for you to be a man who walks in self-control. Yeah, self-control, self-esteem, a renewed self-concept, a greater self-identity. Why? Because you have a level of confidence that's not arrogance. Not so arrogant to where you can't get help. Not so arrogant to where you can't address issues. Not so arrogant to where you refuse to be renewed. It's your time to walk in that level of greatness, to walk in that level of self-worth and not deny yourself of this opportunity. I need you to hear me. This is your opportunity. This is your prime time. This is your time to rise to the occasion. This is your time. This is your, what do they say in Latin? In Latin, carpe diem. It's your time to seize the moment. Come on, don't defer your dream. Don't deter your destiny right here. Now's the time to walk into a place where you're saying, I'm adjusting my standards. I'm adjusting my principles. I'm adjusting my boundaries. I'm recreating my narrative. Yeah, my father not being there won't create my narrative. The mother wounds that you have, the father wounds that you have, won't dictate your narrative. What you didn't get as a boy won't create your narrative. The children that you have, that you know you can step up and be a better father, that you can more so, I know you're not perfect, but you can still be present. Recreate your narrative. The divorce happened, but don't divorce yourself from the children. Don't divorce yourself from the destiny. Don't you divorce yourself from the opportunity. Recreate your narrative. Self-control. in your habits, breaking generational curses, unpacking the baggage. Not solely just blaming the woman for the reason why the relationship didn't work, because still you're one of the common denominators to it. Assuming responsibility, assuming accountability. That's what being a man is all about. And he opens the key of opportunity. He opens the door of opportunity with the key of emotional intelligence. That's what it is. Come on, family, type open doors. Open doors. It's open door season over your life. It's a season of open doors. I want God to open doors. But here's a question to you. What doors are you willing to close? Are you willing to close the door on your past? Are you willing to close the door on the anger? Are you willing to close the door on the trauma? Are you willing to close the door on what causes you to be triggered and what keeps you tripping, so that you can open the door for transformation? Come on, family, type transformed. Not conformed to this world, but I'm transformed by the word, transformed by the renewing of my mind through the word of God. I want you to sow into this transformation. I want you to sow into this transformation. I want you to sow into this transformed word that you've heard. It's not a word to beat up women. It's not a word to beat up men. There's too much of that going on around now. Rather than beating each other up, what are we doing to build each other up? And in order to build, we have to be willing to have courageous conversations. Like this one. It's a confirming word. It's a transformed word. Now hopefully you had a receptive ear to listen. Telling the truth in love. And sometimes the truth is a little hard pill to swallow. That's not sprinkled with cherries on top. It's not a banana split. It's not something you can get at Cold Stone or Dairy Queen. Because as they said, if you want to be liked, don't be a leader, just sell ice cream. But I guarantee you somebody's not going to like the flavor. But you weren't created for flavor, you were created for favor. Come on, family, type favor. Transformation, favor. I want you to sow into your favor. I want you to sow into the grace on your life. I want you to sow into the grace. I want you to sow into you handling yourself with grace. Certain things in your life were out of place, but I want you to sow into handling yourself with grace. Some of you can sow a $5 seed. 5 is the number of favor. Somebody can sow a $55 seed. Somebody can sow $555. 555 favor drive. Y'all know that session that we did in This Your House or Home series. I want you to sow a seed, whatever level of seed that you're sowing. I want you to do it via Cash App, $Access Identity, PayPal. You can do it through Zelle, EddieConnorJr at Gmail. You can also sow on the level as a super chat through a super sticker. I want you to sow into this transformation, this favor, the grace of what God has on your life. And I'm joining my faith to yours for the man that you're becoming. I'm joining my faith to yours as the woman for the man that is in your life, for the man that you're expecting to come into your life with emotional intelligence, to be able to handle you with tender loving care. Doesn't mean that you'll always agree, but you'll agree not to disagree. You'll agree, here it is, not to be disagreeable. Yeah. Once you sow that seed now, and I'm believing that God is transforming the man in your life. Believe that God is transforming the husband that's coming in your life. I'm believing that God is transforming you as that husband, as that father, as that leader, as that nurturer, as that son, as that brother, as that cousin, as that nephew, as that individual who's rectifying their life. I know you might have done some time, but the time that you did, it's not going to compare to the time that God has for you. Why? Because God is restoring the years. God is redeeming the time. Your latter shall be greater. $, Cash App, $, Access Identity, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, Gmail, Super Chat, Super Sticker. The links are in the chat for where you can sow. I want you to sow where you grow. I want you to sow where you soar. They're also in the description as well. I thank you in advance for sowing into good ground. If you're not a member of this YouTube channel, you can definitely join us on a level to unlock VIP, royalty, OQP tiers. Join us on this YouTube channel as a member. We only go to a certain level, yes, here, but I also want you to join us and become a member of our Eagles community. Yeah, our Eagles community, it's a launching pad for you to level up. Our Eagles Academy, our Eagles community empowers you to soar into greater success and purpose. So family, if you're ready, I want you to launch with us. I want you to soar with us. I want you to board the flight to your future by going right now to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button. Fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Family, did you get something from this today? Come on, holler at me. Let me know. I hope this has been eye-opening, revelatory, and just real talk, transparent truth for you. In the Mix at 6 is out of time. Yeah, In the Mix is out of time, but I'm not out of truth. So here's what I want to do. I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. We do that each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can join us live. As you're here on the YouTube side, I need you to make sure that you hit the thumbs up button. Come on, hit that thumbs up button, family. Yes, hit the thumbs up button. Don't be a ghost follower. Hit the subscribe button. Yeah, I do want you to do that. Hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social sites at EddieConnorJr, EddieConnorJr. If I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, please reach out to me. You're looking for a dynamic speaker, look no further. I'm the man for the job. Invite me to speak at your men's conference. Invite me to speak at whatever conference that you got going on, your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your session. Let's make some progression. Email me to invite me, info@EddieConnor.com. I look forward to serving. I look forward to being a blessing and empowering you at your event. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie. Your main man, 100 grand. Your show enough brother from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know a brother gotta run. But once you know, it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you, yes you, talking to you. Remember, keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, and sure enough brighter. Peace and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. Breaking news, this message is for you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You don't just soar as high as your dream, you soar as high as your team. Why are you not a part of our team? Our Eagles community team, where it's all about soaring into success and greater purpose. I want you to go right now and join us. Yeah, right now. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, and I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Your mindset, you're going to maximize that. You're going to strengthen your skill set. You're going to build your tool set. You're going to heal your heart set, find serenity in your soul set, and be an asset in any environment. It's time to grow in your greatness, in your business.